one of the biggest issues we still have, and I see it even in the startups, is that social piece around bureaucracy is incredibly compelling still. We haven't destroyed it. It's still there. Bureaucracy around certain things are still successful. So I think some of this is about, is there an acceptance that ultimately you're carrying a very different mindset? Are you giving up certain things that maybe the MBA school, if you're sitting in the C-suite, have taught you forever and a day about what leading an organisation looks and feels like? And are you willing to go through certain things that are, a very different mode of operating than you've used to? The whole idea of agile and all of the wonderful things that we've taken from technology that we now encompass is actually about being comfortable with a sort of a no-end state, with this constant piece. Those individuals that around the organisation historically who say, no more change, we've had so much change in the last couple of years, I can't do with it, frankly are in trouble, in terms of today and going forward, because that's a constant state. So for me, it's about culture, what your organisation represents. It's got to be aligned. Too much of what we do around the workspace and the HR piece falls over when it's utterly misaligned. I've seen CEOs get into the middle of the floor because that's what they've been advocating is a great thing, and it's been an absolute dent on productivity, because the prevailing issue is still there, the command and control, the belief in the C-suite, the how they act in other ways, etc., hasn't come hand in hand with it. So it's complex. It's incredibly important that we join hands and do this. There's a movement that goes on at the moment which causes lots of consternation called employee experience, which sort of is a bit of a land grab. Typically I think by too many HR people who want to take workspace and they want to take technology and they want to take people. The ultimate, reason for doing it is right. It's about employees. It's about experience. It's about opening that up and at least accepting that. But we're getting caught up in the silo, traditional, that's ours, you know nothing about it. And I think we've got some more work to do about actually creating new capability around that that's going to be good for us, rather than the idea that you've got these clumsy HR people stepping in and becoming workspace, consultants, or technologists, each of which is frankly nonsense.
Well, I think even from the design side, it's culture always still comes first.
Okay.
Our approach to design is the people first. So we definitely want to understand what the culture is, and if the culture doesn't want to change, the culture doesn't want to embrace a new way of working, there's nothing. I mean, you can create a space for a new way of working, but if the culture is not going to take that up, then it's not going to work. So really, the culture has to drive it. Admittedly, potentially with change management and helping people, along the way with that culture, but then the space just enables that. So you wrap space around the culture and let the culture play out within it.
I think spaces can also change behaviour and can change culture.
But I think it's more of an enabler. So I think people can then adapt within that. But I think if the culture is resistant, at least from above, so it's got to be driven by probably a strong leadership and a strong cultural team, and then people need to sort of potentially be helped to adopt that culture. And then if the space enables it, then you've kind of got a positive cycle, because if then the space blocks it, then that's a limitation on the culture. So culture's got to drive it, and then space enabled it, sort of as the springboard, and then the space actually takes on its own role, I think, in pushing the culture even further.
Yeah.